हेलो हेलो। हाँ, भाई कौन है?
my esteemed brother judges, Sri Yogesh Chandra Verma, the President of the Advocates Association, Sri Ajay Kumar Thakur, President of the Lawyers Association, Sri Sanjay Singh, the President of the Bar Association, Mr. P.K. Shahi, Learned Advocate General Bihar, Dr. K.N. Singh, Learned Additional Solicitor General for India, Learned Registrar General, and to him the members of the registry, senior advocates, members of the bar, bereaved family members of Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay, including his wife, Dr. Mrs. Amrita, and beloved daughter, Miss Arya. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my worst misfortunes of my life that today I am leading my brother judges to formally tell you that we have lost one of us, our esteemed dear brother. Now let Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay. We have assembled here to mourn his sad demise as he left us amid our journey on 1st March 2023 at 3:30 a.m. in Chennai. Our prayers have gone unanswered. Despite the sacrifices made by his loving wife, Dr. Amrita, and his sweet school-going daughter, Miss Arya, he lost his ultimate struggle in Rela Hospital, Chennai, on the 1st of March 2023. Yesterday, we cremated the mortal remains of his lordship at Digha Ghat, Patna, with the kidney of Dr. Mrs. Amrita and the liver of Miss Arya present in his body. History will remember forever the great sacrifices of these two great ladies. For more than 2 years, all of us had been praying for a speedy recovery of his lordship and fervently waiting for the day when he would again join the bench, hale and hearty. Destiny had, however, ordained otherwise. With the passing away of Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay, the Indian judiciary has lost one of its most illustrious, outstanding, compassionate, and erudite judge. We have lost a dear colleague, a friend, philosopher, and guide in the true sense of the term. His lordship was born on 14 December 1962. His father, late Vidyadhar Upadhyay, worked as a section officer in this court and retired on 31st August 1982. His childhood association with this institution through his father must have been a strong inspirational force for him to join the course of law at Patna Law College. He did his LLB and LLM from Patna Law College, Patna University. His passion for the subject made him pursue research in the field of law. He was awarded a PhD degree by Patna University for his research on the topic comparative study of freedom of speech and expression from USA and UK. He had a great passion for learning and sharing knowledge, and perhaps this is what motivated him to work part-time as a lecturer in the Faculty of Law at Commerce College, Magadha University from 22nd August 1988 to 2010. He also worked as a part-time lecturer at Patna Law College from 1989 to 1996 and from 2004 to 2006. and as a visiting faculty in Chanakya National Law University from 2007 to May 2017. He was an outstanding teacher and a mentor who cared deeply for his students' learning and well-being. A good number of our brother judges today present with me had the privilege of learning law from him as students. The dynamism of Mr. Anil Kumar Upadhyay made him wear many hats. He was not only an outstanding teacher, but also an advocate par excellence. He joined the profession of law on the Teachers' Day on 5th September 1986. Because of the level of his learning, senior advocates of this court would engage him to assist them in important matters. He marked his presence in the early days of his career as an outstanding advocate. He joined the chamber of late Rajendra Prasad Singh, senior advocate, and was closely associated with late Chandrasekhar and late Abhay Kumar Singh, senior advocates. He worked as Standing Counsel Patna High Court from Standing Counsel Government of Bihar from December 2010 to May 2017. He was also counsel for Rajendra Agriculture University Pusa, Bihar Agriculture University Sabor, Dr. Rajendra Prasad Central Agriculture University Pusa. He also worked as a panel counsel for the Dental Council of India from 2015 to 2017. As an advocate, he maintained his high standards of professional dignity, etiquette, and ethics. He was humble but fearless, charismatic and erudite, and earnestly believed that there was no substitute for hard toil and absolute integrity. In the court, he was brilliant and skilled, and the presentation of his cases was flawless. He would never place a matter before the court until he understood it threadbare and had a unique way of defining critical concepts of law. He was elevated as a judge of Patna High Court on 22nd May 2017. As a judge, he never lost sight of human element of cases that came before him. He always treated those who appeared in courtroom with respect and dignity and was a source of comfort and guidance to all. In a very short period, his lordship proved his worth and established himself on the bench as a judge with an open and independent mind and great scholarship. His lordship disposed of 19,964 cases while sitting on the single bench and 5,610 cases while sitting on the division bench. His vast knowledge and elephantine memory earned him the fond moniker of Google Baba. He was a deeply spiritual man and was the epitome of simplicity. His family and all of us were saddened by the tough struggle that the Honorable Judge faced in the last couple of years. His health had started deteriorating in July 2020 and took a turn for the worst in July 2021 when he was diagnosed with liver cirrhosis. He had been hospitalized ever since, and it broke my heart to see such a strong and vibrant personality confined to bed. He underwent successful liver transplant and kidney transplant in January 2023, and hope once kindled in our hearts that everything would be fine. But unfortunately, he passed away on 1st March of this month. Words can't even begin to express our sorrow. We have lost a judge, a jurist, a darling of the bar. A true, affectionate friend. and a great human being. Life is an opportunity to be an example to others by setting an exemplary standard. He fully availed the opportunity. The journey of his life is a living example of it. The biggest quality of a good human being is that we do not have to remember them, but they remain alive in our memories. He left the world by making a mark in the lives of thousands of people and shall always so remain. He enjoyed abundance of goodwill and affection from every member of the bar and the bench. He truly believed that with sheer hard work and a heart full of humility, one can achieve greatness. His life is an inspiration for the young generation. Cicero, a Roman philosopher, said, "Life given to us by nature is short, but the memory of life well spent is eternal. You will stay with us until the very end." In the moment of in this moment of deep grief and sorrow, we may console ourselves if we can with a sloka from Gita, what Sri Krishna explained to Arjun in Kurukshetra to dispel his confusion. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharya arthe natvam sochitum arhasi. For one who has taken birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, you ought not to lament over the inevitable fact. We accept with all grace, dignity, humility, at our command, the decision of the Almighty. His Lordship is survived by his wife, Dr. Amrita, herself an accomplished teacher, serving presently as the Principal Bihar Institute of Law, his brilliant daughter, Miss Arya, and Hugh's larger family, his relatives and friends. We equally share the insurmountable grief of the family of his Lordship. In his sad demise, we have lost something. The legal fraternity has lost its most loved doyen in the field of constitutional, administrative, and criminal law. The students of law have lost a guru, and we at the bench have lost a family member. Let us all pray for his sadgati and strength for the bereaved family. I must not fail to acknowledge at this stage the assistance extended by the Madras High Court during the last hours of His Lordship in Madras. We earnestly express our gratitude. May your Lordship's soul rest in peace.
Honorable the Acting Chief Justice, his other companion judges of this Honorable High Court, Mr. Ajay Thakur, President of Lawyers Association, Sri Sanjay Singh, President, Barrister Association, Sri P.K. Sahi, Learned Advocate General Bihar, Dr. Ken Singh, Learned Additional Solicitor General, senior advocates, other esteemed members of Bar, members of the Registry, and family members of late Justice Upadhyay who have joined today this condolence meeting. My Lord, we have assembled here to condole the sad demise of Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Upadhyay. I share the grief and other qualities expressed by Honorable the Acting Chief Justice about Mr. Justice Anil Upadhyay, but would like to add few words of mine. Justice Anil Upadhyay was a super fine man. He was a perfect gentleman. Justice Upadhyay was born on 4th of December 1962. His father was an officer of this court. He was also a famous palmist and had good knowledge of Sanskrit literature. Justice Upadhyay, he joined Bar of Patna High Court. He did his LLB, LLM, PhD from Patna University. He worked as a part-time lecturer in Faculty of Law in Commerce College, Magadha University from 22nd August 1988 to 2010. He worked as a part-time lecturer in Patna Law College from 1989 to 1996 and 204 to 2006, and once also worked as a visiting faculty in Chanakya National Law University from 2007 to 2017. He worked as a standing counsel Patna High Court from December 1910 to May 2017. He was a counsel for Rajendra Agriculture University, Pusa, Samastipur from 2010 to 2016. Bihar Agriculture University, Savor, Bhagalpur from 2010 to 2017. Dr. Rajendra Prasad Center, Agriculture University, Pusa, and also worked as a panel counsel for Dental Council of India from 25th. Honorable Mr. Jaswant Upadhyay was appointed as a judge of this Honorable High Court on 22nd of May 2017. He would have remained here as a judge till 3rd December 2004. He was an extremely good person and possessed all the good qualities of a judge. In a very short time of his justice, he delivered numerous authoritative judgments, and he earned mark. He got marked in the heart of the advocates and members of bar. As a lawyer, he assisted this Honorable High Court. He was an outstanding lawyer, and he also assisted this Honorable High Court in getting number of authoritative decisions on numerous legal points. He also, as a judge, settled numerous legal points. His end came on 1st of March 2023 at a premature age of 61, and before his retirement after prolonged health problems. We had not expected his such early end. His death is irreparable loss to the entire legal fraternity and entire legal fraternity. He was very friendly to the bar and entire legal fraternity of the state of Bihar. His exposition of doctrine of reading down and prerequisites for its application in civil writ application in Harendra Kumar versus the state of Bihar is praiseworthy, to say the least. His pro-petitioner attitude, looking out for space within the four corners of law to carve out a relief for anguished petitioner, speaks volumes about his humanitarian attitude and character. In Shailesh Kumar versus State of Bihar, he is brushing aside the specious plea of alternative remedy in land acquisition case and granting relief to the aggrieved person with exemplary compensation of ₹5 lakhs to the petitioner. He speaks volumes about his zeal to not only to protect rights of citizens but also to set an example to prevent repetition of arbitrary action by the state. He was a very endearing sort of spoken colleague and turned out to be an exemplary judge in a very short span of time, not only to the lawyers but public at large. As a president of the Advocate Association, I had occasion to meet him, and he was very considerate towards bar. He has left behind his wife, who is the principal of Bihar Law Institute, one of the leading law institutes of Bihar, and a daughter. I mean, breaking the tradition. She was there, she performed all the last rites. I, on my behalf and on behalf of the Advocate Association, pay my respectful homage to our late Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Upadhyay and trust that the members of his family would muster sufficient strength to bear the tragedy befallen upon them.
My Lord, the Honorable Acting Chief Justice, the other Honorable Judges sitting on the dais, Sri Yogesh Chandra Verma, President, Advocate Association, Sri Sanjay Singh, President, Bar Association, Sri P.K. Sai, Learned Advocate General, Sri K. Singh, Learned Additional Solicitor General, senior advocates and members of the bar, learned registrar and the members of the registry, and the family members of late Anil Kumar Upadhyay. Lord, a sad day has befallen us with the demise of one of our honorable member of the bench, Honorable Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay. Lord, he was formerly, before being elevated to the bench, was a member of a lawyer association. Lord, we have today assembled here to mourn his grave loss and to give a strength and support to each other to us to bear it the same. Lord, what have been stated by Honorable the Acting Chief Justice and the President of the Advocate Association, and without repeating the same. Lord, during his practice, as he had served as a panel advocacy of the different kinds, and he was attached to several eminent lawyers of this honorable court. He completed, Lord, his PhD, the constitutional law, and finally elevated to the bench in the year 2017. Lord, the popularity, I will say, not with his commanding the respect which he was possessing. Others can visualize from the last 2 days at least. I don't want to repeat. The lawyers, the registry staff, and all members, Lord, who were waiting for him. So it tells about the respect which he has commanded, Lord, amongst us. Apart from being, Lord, very helpful to the juniors right from the day of his life as a lawyer, even after being elevated, Lord, on the bench. Lord, his simplicity was such that even while he was a lawyer, Lord, generally he used to move on foot. Lord, we don't know what is the destiny fixed by the God. But he was a man, Lord, who was, if we say, that there are 2 kinds of food with the wastage generally takes, even among the wastages. One is tamas food, another is, Lord, simple food. Lord, he was a person who was not even having in his meal the onion and other, like lasun pyaz, we say that, even he was not used to take that. And the fate and the destiny, Lord, is that he suffered from the cirrhosis of liver. Here, Lord, we are not been able to put any question to Almighty, but this remains unanswered. Despite being a person of power, Lord, he let his simplicity, politeness, good-naturedness define him and not just the position he held. I remember him moving on foot without a care of the word, even after being elevated. He was also a very religious person. Sometimes the people say that the God generally calls those persons who love him. This theory is a lame excuse. If the God has sent a person in the world and he is devoted to the God, Lord, it is his duty to save him till he lives his entire life. But this again remains unanswered in the present situation. We all know, he was very religious. He was very pious. But in spite of that, Lord, he left us in the mid of his journey. Recounting the encounters which bring him the smile to the face, and that I can say for the most of us present here. We have not only lost a brilliant mind, but also kind and a gentle soul. To ease the pain of this loss, All I can say is that I hope he is relieved of his pain. He was in since the past couple of years. Let the loss and the tragedy which his family has to suffer. Lord, we can only console. But and visualize, Lord, those difficulties. And we pray, Lord, to Almighty that they give a strength, Lord, to the family to bear this irreparable loss. Lord, there is an irreparable loss to our side also. There is an irreparable loss in the family also. But again, Lord, we pray to God to rest his soul in peace and to give a strength to his family to bear this loss. Thank you.
My Lord's Acting Chief Justice, Honorable Judges, Shri Yogesh Chandra Verma Ji, President Advocate Association, Shri Ajay Kumar Thakur Ji, President Lawyers Association, Shri P.K. Shahi Ji, Learned Advocate General Bihar, Dr. K.N. Singh Ji, Learned Additional Solicitor General India, Learned Registrar General, his companion officers of the registry, senior members of the bar, Madam Dr. Amrita Upadhyay, and Ms. Sadia Upadhyay, and other family members of the late Justice Dr. Anil Kumar Upadhyay. Late Justice Dr. Anil Kumar Upadhyay, larger than life, a person with extraordinary personality, which sets him apart from the common, left us after a long struggle. Inner happiness, positive approach to life was his fuel to success. While preparing for this reference, I was wondering as to what went in to make him a larger than life person, and I came across these traits in his nature and character. His strong moral principles, therefore integrity. He lived the truth, hence honesty. His ethical trait of faithfulness to his loved ones, his friend, or anyone so loyal. He was confident yet modest, and he would sympathize for the suffering and misfortune of others, made him an epitome of humility and compassion. This real and true self and his mental fortitude to carry on with commitments made him authentic and courageous. We know him for his kindness, lovingness, and optimism. His balanced perspective of human nature and the flaws in us gave him the ability to forgive, and he always offered hope, strength, and positive reinforcement to others. A pious, conscientious, and righteous judge wrote many a landmark and path-breaking judgments. Every member of the bar identified himself with late Justice Upadhyay. He was a well-read person, and his depth of not only legal knowledge, but knowledge of life set him apart. एक सादगी और आडंबर रहित जीवन की मिसाल. I am reminded of Ghalib's couplet melodies. जान तुम पर निसार करता हूँ, मैं नहीं जानता दुआ क्या है. I offer my life to you. I know not what is the prayer of blessing. His life itself was a prayer, my lords, and the blessing he received was evidenced in the pouring of emotions which we all witnessed at the High Court precincts and at the cremation ghat, and even today, my lords. I find myself one with the emotions and sentiments expressed by my lords, the Acting Chief Justice, and my other speaker friends. I, on my behalf and on behalf of the members of the Bar Association, pray that late Dr. Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay may bless us and rest in peace. And we are with Dr. Amrita Upadhyay and Ms. Arya and other family members of the bereaved, family in these difficult times. May the Almighty give them the strength to bear this humongous loss.
Honorable Acting Chief Justice and his brother judges, Sri Yogesh Chandra Verma, Sri Sanjay Singh, Sri Ajay Kumar Thakur, Dr. K. Singh, senior members of the bar, learned Registrar General and members from Registry, Dr. Amrita, wife of Justice Upadhyay, Nisaria, other family members, and advocates assembled here. I fully share the sentiment expressed by Honorable Acting Chief Justice and my colleagues. My Lord, Justice Upadhyay was not only an excellent judge, he was an academician, one of the finest judge, and over and above that, a perfect gentleman. He was a combination of distinguished teacher and a celebrated judge. He possessed virtues and attributes which made him endearing to one and all. Apart from being a colleague as an advocate, I personally knew him for more than one reason. When I was looking after portfolio of education in Government of Bihar, I found the department embroiled in huge number of litigation. It seemed unmanageable proportion. It occurred to me and I instantly had a discussion with Justice Upadhyay with a request that he will spare his valuable time in guiding the department managing its litigation. He readily agreed, however with a caveat. He proposed that he will be looking into litigation which are complex in nature, having far-reaching ramification. I accepted his proposal. It is heartening to convey that in my entire tenure, he continued to guide me, assist the department, and personally me, which enabled us to manage department's litigation. The second experience which I had was, my Lord, I am deeply associated with establishment of Chanakya National Law University. I proposed to him to accept the post of Vice Chancellor of the university. He, my Lord, said that he had no hesitation in accepting, but he requested me to wait for some time, presumably because at that time he was under consideration for being elevated as judge of this honorable court. I waited. God, my Lord, has ordained him to be an honorable judge of this court. He became a judge. On the day of oath, I told him that I will keep waiting, and if I am in a position when you demit the office, the offer of being Vice Chancellor of Chanakya National University will always remain open. My Lords, we have lost an academician, a super teacher, my Lord, a philosopher, a judge possessing excellent qualities. I don't know how that void will be filled up. He came from very humble background and he remained a humble person throughout his life. He had no aura, no pretensions of holding a high constitutional office, no ego, and only determination to adjudicate whatever came to him. He never shrugged his responsibility, however complex the issue may have been. All of us, including myself, had the privilege of appearing and arguing before him. It was a matter of immense pleasure for members of the bar to assist him. Destiny is beyond control. His journey and company with us was destined to be short-lived. In his demise, we have lost one of the best judges, academician, teacher, and above all, a perfect gentleman, possessed of compassion, empathy, and disposition endearing to one and all. रहने को कोई दहर में आता नहीं,
तुम जैसे गए ऐसे भी जाता है कोई क्या। कहानी खत्म हुई और ऐसी खत्म हुई कि लोग रोने लगे तालियां बजाते हुए। My lords, I, on my behalf and on behalf of all law officers, on behalf of the state government, pray that his soul may rest in peace. May God give strength to the members of bereaved family to bear the loss which they have suffered.
My Lord, the Acting Chief Justice, Honorable Judges, Shri Yogesh Chandra Verma, Shri Vijay Kumar Thakur, Shri Sanjay Singh, Shri P.K. Sahi, the Registrar General, members of the Registry, senior advocates, colleagues at the bar, Dr. Amrita Upadhyay, and members of the family of Mr. Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay. Today it is my sad duty to pay homage to the memory of late Honorable Justice Dr. Anil Kumar Upadhyay, who was born on 4th December 1962. He did his schooling from Miller School, and after graduating from Magad University, he joined the Patna Law College in 1981-84 batch and completed his LLB in 1986 and joined the bar in September 1986. I fully share the sentiments expressed by Honorable the Acting Chief Justice and the speakers before me. Without repeating, I would only add a few words. Dr. Justice Upadhyay was associated in a way with this honorable court since his childhood, as his father, late Vidyadhar Upadhyay, was an officer in the registry of this honorable court till 13/8/1982 when he superannuated. Dr. Upadhyay was a brilliant student from childhood, and he worked his way up and achieved all that he did on his own, coming from a very simple family, and himself led a very simple and pious life. He was a pure vegetarian and was guided by the saying, Sada Jivan Uch Vichar. Dr. Upadhyay belonged to the class of 1986 of Patna Law College, which has given this honorable court 8 honorable judges, including himself. He was very closely associated with his Patna College batchmates and was a very humble person who always considered himself to be one of us, even after his elevation, and was always courteous and gave due respect to members of the bar and encouraged junior counsels. He, by his behavior and qualities and his scholarship, commanded and got respect of each one of us. Justice Upadhyay had built up a considerable practice in all fields of law through sheer hard work and was a standing counsel for the state government. He was counsel for the Rajendra Agricultural University, the Bihar Agricultural University, and the Dental Council of India. He will be remembered for his many path-breaking judgments rendered as a judge of this honorable court, including in the matter of equal salary for contract teachers and many customs cases. He will also be remembered for his compassion and efforts to protect the interests of the students in the matter of the Aryabhatta University and Pharmacy Council, which was one of the last cases in which I had the privilege of assisting him, and which he heard just before his illness took him away to Chennai. On behalf of all the councils of the Union of India, and on my own behalf, I pay respectful homage to the memory of Dr. Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay and extend heartfelt condolences to members of his family and pray that God gives them strength to bear the loss.
We shall now observe 1 minute silence in the honor and memory of the departed soul. The court proceedings as well as the work of the officers of the Patna High Court shall remain suspended for the rest of the day. Let a copy of the today's proceedings be communicated to the bereaved family members of late Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kumar Upadhyay.
आज जरूरत न पड़ेगी, आज बहुत धीरे धीरे आप लोग बोल रहे हैं, क्योंकि आज बहुत धीरे धीरे बोल रहे हैं सब लोग। ले लो बाबू।